Me and Drizzy back to back, it's getting scary. If you fucking with my eyes, just don't come near me. Get out my way. Put some bins all on your head like Justin Terry. Whoa.
Well, you already know we in the building.
Yes, sir.
Hey, hoodied up, crew necked up. Hey, you already know Thursday, 5 p.m. This is episode 243, man. We giving flowers today. We giving flowers, man. So, man, make sure you please like, subscribe, and share. Like, subscribe, and share, man. You guys have been doing an amazing job. Let's keep rising up to the top, man. Back-to-back bangers, all right? As you already know, Game Shift, my brother in here, we got the hoodie on. You already know, hoodie season. Fall is coming soon, man.
No, we don't have these, so don't ask.
So let's get into it, man. Color Power, make sure you go support at the Faison View podcast. Make sure you go support. So we're gonna dive right into this today, man. Our agenda. Haitian Crisis Continues, man. 15,000 Haitians gone missing, man. We want to know what's going on, what happened. We're just gonna have our conversations about that, and then just talk about their current hardships, man. You know, it's not been talked about enough in the media. One gotta go. Car, your social media, or food. All right, we're gonna get into that one. Hey, a new report has crowned DC the best dating city. Is that cap? No cap? You agree? Disagree? We'll see. Michael Jackson comparisons need to stop. It's been going too long. Too many names have just been popping up that don't need to be compared. Lil Wayne Appreciation, man. If you know me, that's one of my favorite rappers, but he just needs to show his people need to show him his appreciation, especially for the year he's having. And also, is J. Cole really third behind Drake and Kdot? And lastly, as always, would you rather make a movie about your life before you turn 21, or make a movie about your life after you were 21? And of course, that applies, unfortunately, to only people that are 20 have reached the age of 21. All right. So, man, let's get into it, man. Our brothers and sisters are really going through a crisis, and it's been a terrible sighting. You know, terrible sighting to even see that that Haitians, in which our people, are going through things such as what they're going through. They're dealing with poverty. They're dealing with situations with their government, and also you got to understand their living conditions are not the best.
Went through a whole nother natural disaster.
It went through a whole nother natural disaster with a 7.2 or 4 earthquake. I mean, that just shook the world. And we're not a political podcast, but it is important to talk about these certain type of things because this goes under the layer. But we sit here and talk about all these things that are going on within our country, but we're very desensitized when it comes to other countries, especially like the countries that we actually need to be supporting. So, man, I just find this very, very troubling and heartbreaking because I think it was, I don't want to say it was Bun B or Trey the Truth. I want to say one of them, they went out with their wife and they were looking for those 15,000 Haitians, and they were disappeared and they were gone. And it was a viral little clip and a viral picture of them being whipped with leashes while they tried to really find shelter or find their way and trying to get into America because noticeably all these things are going on within their country. So I mean, I'm not your thoughts, but what did you just think about?
Prayers to everyone in Haiti for sure, and just to see the whipping is just that's evil and inhumane. And just very unnecessary. I understand that every country has, border patrol laws. Just, with this whole COVID situation, everybody has been precautious about letting certain people in. Like, I get it. Heck, I was supposed to go to Hawaii for my birthday, and that got canceled because the governor wanted tourists to stop coming, and that's within the U.S. So I get it. I get it, but that's unnecessary. That is highly unnecessary, and that does not need to happen. You do not need to be whipping another human being. This is not the 1800s. Like that needs to stop. Especially, we need to do all we can to help Haiti because Haiti did all they could to help us in the early years of this country. And to see that is just it irks my soul, and it was just very sad to see. I pray for everybody involved, and I understand what it's like. I mean, I don't understand, but I understand the thought process of trying to just get to a better living condition for your family, and out of desperation and things like that. The same way the Afghans were trying to climb onto the U.S. plane. They were desperate. I mean, they were afraid for their lives. They even to the point where they'll climb a plane that's moving. So I mean, yeah, man.
And it's not our place to say. It's not our place to sit here and say or judge what's being put out like money wise onto these different countries. But let's note and understand that Afghanistan, knowing the troubling times they have been going through, we just sent them 64 million. But nonetheless, we talk about migrants and immigrants and those type of things. The U.S. and America is founded off of immigrants. If we want to be honest and totally truthful about everything, founded and built off of the backs of immigrants. So this is just another sighting that's very just distasteful, and it's being handled very poorly.
Not only that, more often than not, immigrants, at least legal immigrants, have, I mean, not to say that, I mean, natural born Americans don't work hard, but legal immigrants that come over to this country are very hard working. I mean, for what I've seen, they benefit the country because they understand where they come from, and all they want to do is come over here and take advantage of the opportunity. They don't mind cleaning floors. They don't mind working at McDonald's because they understand that it's better here than what they had. So, when they do get over here, they don't come over here and act a fool and go plumb crazy. I don't know, not all of them. Not from what I've seen. For the most part, most legal immigrants that come over here, they're willing to do certain jobs that most Americans feel like they're true privileged to do.
And at the end of the day, that word, just the word immigrants bothers me because we are all human beings. No matter where you come from, what walk of life, I understand the term, but like, we gotta cut it out, man. We gotta cut it out. And honestly, like, I don't like the term minority. I don't like the term immigrants. It's a lot of terms that need to be changed and shifted that are out here in the world, and it really, as soon as you say that word, it looks politically, it looks a certain way. Yeah. When it shouldn't be that way. We all are human beings. We're all in the same pot together.
Yeah, and I get it. I get the whole, every country has to have its border.
Right,
like, we're not the only ones who are cognizant about who gets let into their country and who gets citizenship. Sure. But there's a way, and I feel like there's a way to handle it, and whipping people is just not it at all.
At all. So, like you just said, prayers out to Haiti, prayers out to the Haitians. Man, prayers for everybody. Like, honestly, prayers for everybody. Because it's a lot of people that are going through stuff that you may not know. And just, honestly, just really, really cherish your life. No matter what you're going through, know that the next person is going through something way deeper and something that is probably very much so deadly to them as well. You have people that are homeless. You have a lot of situations, man. Just be grateful of your situation and stay prayed up, man. So moving on to the next one in a lighter note. One gotta go. Car, social media, or food?
Social media.
Off rip.
Off rip.
Off rip.
If you pick food, you're a fool.
But also, that they gave me I don't know, because I got different responses. I was asking around.
Trust me, I get it. Depending on where you live, like if I lived in New York, I could probably see me not needing a car.
For sure.
Like, it depends on where you live. Sure. But for me and my needs, social media could go off rip. For sure. Like, it's not more important than my car or food.
And it's not. But in a sense of, only thing I'm bringing it to is just business purposes.
Yeah.
So such as for me and you, that wouldn't be it wouldn't be easy for us to just get rid of our social media because we have things backing that. We have a lot of business moves and entrepreneur moves that we're doing within our platform. So it was tough for me. And social media includes YouTube. So I'm gonna go. I'm just to add something to it. I'm gonna go with the car.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the car just to add something to it, because I'm really gonna pick the car and food and social media gotta go. But if we talk about platforms and things of that nature, and also location, that it adds a factor to it as well. But that's just me just playing devil advocate and just wanting to have a different answer. So I'll choose car.
So you gonna walk it or bus or bike everywhere?
Right,
I know
right.
my friend
Right,
who lives in Philly, he bikes everywhere.
Right, gotta walk. I mean, but you do have other options. You do have Uber, you have, but it's also wasting money. So yeah, even though it was
you could learn to ride a
it's more
motorcycle.
right. It's even more so just like just using other options.
Yeah.
But social media is not that important to me, but it is in the sense of pushing and moving my business. All right, so within moving on, man, and we from here. I'm looking at this report. I want to know. A new report has crowned DC as the best dating city, man. Is that, you agree or disagree?
I mean, if they talk about like places to go that have that's like a good day spot, I mean, then yeah, I would say yeah. Like there's a lot. I mean, one of the things that always trips me out, everyone wants to move away from here, and I be looking at them like, bro. Because we went to school in Massachusetts. I be looking at them like, bro, when I tell you this is one of the greatest places in this country, you are not gonna go somewhere that's they're not gonna find so many places better than here.
That's true.
And then everyone leaves, and they're like, dang, really miss. Like I'm telling you, like this place is lit. You just gotta find it. So like, there are a lot of places to go to take a date.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what they're talking about, then yes, I'm not having a problem with DC being crowned because there's a lot of things to do that you may not even be aware of, things that I've learned, that I've found out, that I've tried myself. There's a lot of places to go to take a date. Even if it's something as simple as a picnic, there's a lot of places you can go. There's Yard Park. You can picnic by the monument. Like there's a lot of things you can do. As far as the women are concerned, I don't know. That's up for debate. The women in the DMV are fine. I'll tell you that. But as far as like,
in my opinion,
I don't know about the best.
In my opinion, like to what you saying, it's more agreeable to what he was saying because regarding like you saying like dating in which like things to do in the city, of course. You got museums, you got waterfronts, you have all different types. We have one of the best. We have one of the best brunch spots and brunch places in America for sure. And like what he was saying, just in general, like that's facts about us being somewhere that is very much so not like any other. And PG, for instance, we the richest black county. We have a lot of things. We answer to black workers. We answer to our own people as well a lot. And also when you go into the realms of DC, we just have a lot of amenities of everything being close, and also there's so many job opportunities out here. So it's a lot of things that work in our favor. We don't deal with national disasters like that. We don't deal with a lot of certain things on the totem pole. But I might disagree with this because one thing I will say is where we live and where we from, it's a small world anyway, but it's more so a small world here. Knowing who we know, yes, everybody we run into is not somebody we would know, but I'm just saying in that sense that it's not, especially DC, it's not as big as it is, and also DC's changed a lot too.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I don't know if that consistency is based off of Chocolate City or is that based off of how it is right now. You know what I'm saying? So I might disagree with this, but one thing for sure and certain, our women I will vouch. I always will vouch for DMV.
They fine out here. I tell you
always
that.
will vouch. I always say when I see a woman from a different area, and that's no disrespect for them, but I'll be like, oh well, we have that in the DMV. We do have beautiful women here. So
PG County girls
definitely
extremely beautiful.
Definitely different. So he agreed. I'm gonna disagree on that one.
No, I agree. If we talk about the scene, like you talk about the
right, but I ain't talking about the scene. I'm just talking about the dating, like just dating.
Yeah, in general, I don't know if we the best. I'm talking about if you're talking about specifically places to go where you can take a date. Then yes,
because my thinking was
I think
like a dating city. I'm gonna be honest. I was thinking of somewhere like down south when it first came. I'm thinking of somewhere down south.
Technically, I know what you mean.
Well, technically, yeah. A lot of people consider us down south, but I think we in the middle. But yes, with moving on, man. The GOAT, man. I don't want to hear, man, if this is not the greatest artist of all time to you, because it's not even no debate. Michael Jackson comparisons need to stop. I love Drizzy Drake, man. I love Drake, man. Yeah. But no.
I've never seen a crowd of people outside of Drake's hotel.
No, but it
just for him simply being there. Like I've never seen that.
It's not even about that. It's just about the impact that he's left. Like it's totally different. Children that are 1 or 2, 3 years old that know Michael Jackson. Like Michael Jackson is really something that's called timeless. Timeless.
There's only one
And
person
to even debate.
There's only one person that I would even arguably put above Michael Jackson, and that's James Brown. Because
Because he got it from
James. That's because James Brown was the father of everything.
And not even trying to say it in that way. He even did it better, in my opinion, than James. I'm only saying that because you have to understand Michael Jackson was 4 to 5 years old, leading a group of talented black men.
Yep.
The Jackson 5. Come on now, like where we going? And he went solo early in his life.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know one bad Michael Jackson song.
Not one.
Not
Listen,
one.
I went to Madame Tussauds when I went to New York for my birthday a couple weekends ago. He's the only one in there with 3 different wax figures. All next to each other because they had Kid Michael from Jackson 5, and they had Thriller Michael, and then they had like the lighter skin version. Like he's the only one in there with 3 different wax figures.
And in every place in his life, he's been the best. I don't even know where to go with this because I'm just tired of I'm just being honest. I'm tired of the Tupac comparisons. I'm tired of the Michael Jackson comparisons. I'm tired of the Wayne comparisons.
I'm tired of the Jay-Z
comparisons. The Jay-Z comparisons. Like these are one-on-one acts. I'm just being real. And that's kind of, that's what my gripe is when we sit here and talk about, we have conversations in the group chat, we be trolling, laughing, playing. But that's one of my biggest gripes is that we hold these newer artists to a higher, to a lower standard, and calling them goats and this and that and third. No, let's keep it real and let's keep it a buck. Because Drake, I'm a Drake stan, but ain't nobody on this planet Earth better than Michael Jackson. And then
Freddie Gibbs said Michael Jackson had gangsters out there.
Then Rolling Stone is out here tripping because I love Aretha Franklin. And that song should be in the top 5. RASBCT should be, but that is not the greatest song of all time. I'm sorry. It could be anything Michael Jackson. I'm talking about
they had respect as the greatest song of all time.
I'm talking about anything Michael Jackson. I'm just being real. Anything you want to name.
That's not the greatest song of all time.
Anything you want to name. And if I'm vouching, I would say anything from Michael Jackson category.
You could throw a Michael Jackson song over.
Because that's like Michael Jackson, to not just the black community, not to the white community, not to the world, was a global icon. Like somebody that you would, and I told Mo the other day, I was like, not trying to be funny, he's the only celebrity I would be starstruck enough to pass out.
Freddie Gibbs told a story about when he was in Indiana. He had gangsters, like grown men gangsters out there fainting at the limousine.
I'm not even trying to be funny. I will probably pass out if we see Michael Jackson. He's just on another type of level, and that's just giving him his respect.
Hotel. It was a crowd. It was like Woodstock outside his hotel, just because he was there. He wasn't performing. He wasn't singing. He was just simply at the hotel, and literally everyone in the state showed up, and he went outside his window. It's like Woodstock outside his hotel, just for being there.
Stadiums, like 2 football stadiums worth, going overseas.
Man, they was carrying people out.
Nobody should even be in this conversation. To be honest,
I feel bad for those folks.
I'm just
can you imagine Michael Jackson shows? You go to a Michael Jackson concert,
right?
You
And
pay,
just pass out,
and then he hadn't even started singing it, but you pass out and they wheel you right. You don't miss the
whole
whole
thing. But honestly, to them, they probably that was worth it. That 5 seconds, 10 seconds was worth it.
I gotta see.
I'm be sick too.
Because Michael Jackson is one of the greatest entertainers ever. You got to see that show.
No, he is the.
You got to see that show.
He is the greatest entertainer.
Yeah, you're right. What I'm saying, you have to see that show. You can't miss that show.
Like, nah, bro.
I would be mad if I missed that.
That's a bucket list experience. I would want to always. I would want to experience. That's one of my bucket list experiences that I wanted to experience before he, on his untimely demise. Because after This Is It, it was still conversations if he was gonna still go on. But This Is It concert, man. Yeah. He was still doing these things back in 08, 09.
My mother has seen him before.
I'm sick because we lost Michael at an early age. Mike was still young. You know what I'm saying? When we lost Michael, think about that. That was almost 12 years ago, bro.
11 years ago, yeah.
Like 11 years ago, man. Nah. But I just want that. I just want the Michael Jackson comparisons to stop. Like honestly, it's not even close to me.
Straight bullets.
Right, and I love, and it's crazy because I love Drake, bro. That's my favorite artist of today. But
like, listen, man,
it's nobody, not Beyonce, not anybody you want to name that comes before his name.
Drake ain't never just stood there on stage
I'm
and
sorry.
pass out.
I'm sorry. Like it's a different. It's just different. And this to the next topic. To the next.
He had a birthday this week too.
Lil Wayne birthday just passed, man. If you know me, you know that's my favorite rapper, by bar none. That's the GOAT to me, and it's the GOAT to a lot of people, and rightfully so. And I just want to show Lil Wayne his appreciation. Like, if I don't do it enough, for real, like on some real stuff, because it's always a factor. And since I would say 2012, when Wayne has resurfaced, or not even resurfaced, had just been dropping bar for bar for bar, or going back for back, it's always like, oh, Wayne's back. He never left. And that's what blows me and frustrates me about his situation, because he's such a legacy act. He has been doing this since he was 9 years old. He is 39. That is 30 years in the game. When are we going to open our eyes? I'm talking about everybody opening our eyes and actually give him the credit and the praise he actually deserves. He can win a versus or any battle with any rapper, anybody, with mixtapes. With mixtapes alone. Like the body of his catalog, it extends to so many lengths. He has influence on every single rap artist for sure that has touched surface of this last 10 years, easily, bar none. Anybody that you want to name who is the best in the business, he has influenced them in some type of way. And also, he is still doing this present day. My favorite verse of the year is debatably Seeing Green, for sure. You know, like, he's still doing that. And he just dropped 3 features last weekend. Before that, he just dropped 5 features the other weekend. He was just on West Side Gun. He was just on AZ album. You know, just giving him his flowers, because at the end of the day, man, when these certain legends that we looking on to now, as we get older, when they pass, that's going to be embedded in our hearts. Like Jay-Z, the Nas, that embrace them while they are still here.
For sure, man. Listen, man, I feel bad because a lot of my high school students, they weren't around old enough in 08.
Bro, what?
And 08 was,
I don't have an understanding.
08 was a very special. Even some of my friends who just turned 21, you know, like, I feel like on 08, they're only like 4 years younger than me, but like still, like in 08, I was like, it's a difference. Though 08, I was like 12, they were like 7. Right. You weren't really outside in 2008 when Lil Wayne took over the world out of nowhere. Like, out of nowhere. Like, he had been bubbling, and then out of nowhere, he took over the world. Like, I think I tweeted a couple months ago, I said, we really need to have a conversation about how Lil Wayne could spit an 8-bar verse and out-rap 4 elite MCs on one song. I was talking about We Taking Over. There needs to be a deeper conversation about how there was T.I., Rick Ross, Fat Joe. All these guys had full 16-bar verses. This man spit, at least probably 8 bars. And it was the best thing I ever heard in my life at the time. And I love that verse. You know, I am the beast, feed me rappers, or feed me beats. I'm a 10. I could go on and on. Lil Wayne, for me, if you're a millennial and you love rap and Lil Wayne's not in your top 5, I always look at you weird. Because it's like, how can Lil Wayne not
and even
have been a pivotal,
even if you're not a millennial, that's the whole kill. You got to think about it, he's been through decades now. That's the crazy part. He really has 30 years in the game.
But I get, because one thing I've learned about this younger generation is just completely different.
Completely different.
Who they like.
I
understand that. But if you're a millennial, for sure.
I mess with Young Boy too. I understand Young Boy. You know, he's actually very talented. I won't take anything away from him. But his influence, his whole image, screams Lil Wayne. All of them, just being honest, to the Little Dirt, to the Little Baby, whoever you want to name. Uzi, the Future, the Thug,
But if you're a millennial and Lil Wayne's not in your top 5 favorite rappers, I don't understand the logic.
Then the experience of hearing the Drought 3 or hearing the Drought 2 or hearing No Ceilings. No Ceilings when we was in high school, my God. My
God. No Ceilings broke the internet,
God, y'all don't even understand. LimeWire, Lil Wayne was breaking the internet.
They don't even know what that piff is.
They don't understand that piff. This man really made $1 million in a week, bruh. I don't know the last time it's been done by a rapper. I'm talking about literally the last time, a pure sales. This is before
something that was free.
Off of something that was free, bro. So think about that.
That's one thing I always love about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne, he always gave you free music, and he made sure. Like, he always said it, like on the things they said, yo, drop free. Hope you got it free.
Right.
If you didn't, I don't know what to tell you.
Exactly.
Like he wanted you to have the music. That was always
he changed the
Wayne
essence. He changed the essence of.
I think
rap and hip hop.
Yeah, I think you had the G Unit mixtape run was definitely like the pivotal starting force for the whole mixtape era.
Correct.
Lil Wayne was definitely somebody who was a true pioneer because, like, shortly after that became the real mixtape era in the 2010s.
Yes.
Like all the guys who listen to today, Drake, Cole, Wale. They came up in that time where you had to have a classic tape.
Correct.
That was like your pivotal starting point before you launched your career. And I think without Wayne and what he was doing in the mixtape era, that probably wouldn't have happened. You can name any of those guys from that era. You can, and if you're a fan, you can name all of their tapes, all their pivotal tapes. But Wale is the More About Nothing mixtape. With J. Cole, it's the Warm Up or Friday Night Lights. With
Drake,
it's so far gone. Or Comeback Season with Nicki Minaj. She just dropped hers debut. It was she Beat Me Up Scotty with Tyga. It's Well Done. With Big Sean, it's Finally Famous Volume 3.
And he has a pot in every one of them.
And like you can name Meek Mill, Dream Chasers, like you can name, even Rick Ross had the Stay Scheme, like that was the real 2 Chainz, based on the true story. Like it was like True Religion. Like you can name all, you can name the mixtapes, you can name them all. Like Kendrick Lamar, Century 80, they all had one because you had to have one. You didn't make it without one. So that's a direct influence of Lil Wayne. Mixtapes weren't that big in the early 2000s because you really couldn't make any money off them. Everything was physical. And it's like how do you, like label's not going to give you X amount of dollars for you to put something out for free.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like so, but then here comes the digital age. Now there's a place where you can get stuff for free.
Exactly.
So now it's like, okay, we can start making music and giving it away for free. Easier. So that's when the mixtape, when digital stuff happened, that's when the mixtape era really popped.
And then like, and I don't want to even say it in that manner, but like to like Wayne, people don't even like realize how hard it is to stay consistent enough to have enough bars to say. Every single time I hear Wayne rap, I hear a line or some type of metaphor or of a different flow that I've never heard before.
He has to research. He said that he has
never
to go
heard
back
before.
and look and make sure I've never said this before.
And
I can imagine. He said
different.
him and M had said that on this podcast. They said, yo, I have to do that with myself. Like I have to go back and make sure I didn't say this
Just
already.
Alien, man. Alien. Dr. Carter is one of the best wordplay songs I've ever heard in my life. Like it's just different, man. It's different. Wayne's impact is forever, and just making sure we give him his flowers. Man, shout out to you, Wayne, and his G-Day just passed, man. So, man, this is my question to you, man. This is another person that don't get his just due. He don't get his just credit when it's talking about the mega of, when it's talking about Drake and Kendrick. He gets that, like he said in Pipe Down freestyle. He gets that third slap with Bronze, but who's really saying that? You know, I mean, to me personally, he's better than Kendrick to me personally. Like, cause it's an opinion personally, because I can see how Kendrick is different. But like, I'm just saying that in the sense that, and also you got this new age, like you said, they weird. You know, looking at J. Cole, they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't want all this, you know, book knowledge, da 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 da.
And it's like a cool thing to hate J. Cole on Twitter.
Right, it's a
but
cool
no one
thing.
really actually hates J. Cole.
Yeah, no, not at all. Because guess what? He's a legend too.
And I'm gonna see him on Monday. He's coming through Monday. I'm
absolutely legend. He about to be in that joint, man. Shout out to J. Cole. I don't think the census should be he's just third to those two. I feel like they're all amazing superstars, and they all really have their own different paths in different ways. If you look at each of their catalogs and albums and things, you could say Kendrick and Cole have a similar, but not really. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in the basis of their music and how their albums are constructed, mixtapes constructed. You know, you have Friday Night Lights, which is totally different than Section 80. You have Comeback Season, which is totally different than Forest Hills Drive. You know, so these also are different artists in their own right and really evolved around a decade of time. But I just want and to know, I mean, want everybody to know that J. Cole needs his credit too, man. That Pipe Down freestyle, I mean, he always puts you on notice, man. I
definitely think J. Cole gets his flowers. You know, like I said, he's one of the 8 rappers that can sell out an arena. He's one of the only rappers that can put out an interlude and go number 7 on the charts. You know, when you do stuff like that,
platinum
Yeah,
with
you
no
go platinum
with
when
no
you do
features.
stuff like that. I think it's safe to say that
Twice.
people do
3
love
times.
you and you are successful. But I mean, it's hard for me to not put him third. I mean, like if I'm talking lyrically, then I have to put him second because I think he raps better than Drake a little bit. Like I do.
Yeah, but
I do think he raps better than Drake a little bit. But as far as everything else, it's hard to put him not in the third slot because like the thing with me when I compare Drake and Kendrick, it's like Drake is more commercially successful, but Kendrick is more critically acclaimed.
Correct.
Like Kendrick's got 3 straight classics. He's got 11 Grammys. He's got like the highest like album review average metric. Like I think Drake is like his average on album reviews like in the 60s. Kendrick is like the 90s. His last LP won a Pulitzer Prize. So like Kendrick is like more critically acclaimed, but Drake got the hits, the numbers. Not to say that his stuff ain't like great. He got 3 classics as well, but like Drake got the hits. He got the numbers. No, neither one of them guys got. And compared to Drake, neither one of them guys got that.
Correct.
So it's hard for me to put Cole above a lot of those guys. And I think the biggest thing that was also bugging me was, I can't say that now, I can say that about Kendrick, but it was the lack of like appearance for Cole, which is clearly not the case anymore. The last 3 years Cole has been here, but I can't say the same thing for Kendrick. You know, Kendrick hasn't been here the last 3 years.
So, but that's another reason why I say that too. And then you make a good point. But that's what I'm saying with Kendrick, even though we know
and
that
I feel like they're both about to stop rapping.
Right. So he left, for 4 years. Do what he has to do. Regardless, take your mental space, and also Kendrick Lamar. I don't really have to do anything else. My legacy's already stamped.
Yeah.
But also, we don't like how we looked at Cole. We didn't look at Kendrick like that until like probably this year, and just like, all right, okay, now we get it.
Probably because like, the
Cole
way he
does
was
it,
dropping
like,
was such he was dropping Damn, and then the Black Panther album,
and then when Cole does it, it's just like because one of the best albums that Cole has dropped, bro, is really For Your Eyes Only, and it speaks to so much things that we have gone through, that we are continuously going through, and that we will go through. So I'm just like, we overlook, but I just wanted to give my respect to Cole just as much.
Shout out to Drake, keeping it real, because like, Cole is 100%. Everybody can't be the best in everyone's eyes. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's plenty of people who put J. Cole as their number one. I know a friend of mine who, if you're a fan of any of those 3, they're the type of guys where you're like a super fan of them. Like you'll defend them to the death. They're just that good. Like they're one of those type of guys. Sure. Like the way you'll defend Lil Wayne, the way you'll defend Kanye West or Jay-Z. If you're a fan of Drake, Kendrick, or Cole, you're gonna super defend those guys. And I know people who love Cole to death, who will argue that he's the best rapper ever because they that's how they feel. Like that's what Cole does for them. And no, even for me, even as I sit here and say that I have him in bronze, anytime I've ever done the whole, the Apple Music thing when you go to the end of the year and see who you listen to, all 3 of those guys are like get a lot of play in my phone. Like I listen to playing J. Cole on the way over here. Like so, I'm a huge fan of Cole. Like I'm about to go see him on Monday. Like
you are.
No, and so. But that's just how I feel. I feel like I like those other 2 guys a little more. Like for me, I have Kendrick number 1. Now that might be crazy to some other people. Some people like how you don't have Drake number 1. Like that's how it goes. But like I don't think everyone puts Cole at 3rd. But I'm talking about for me personally, it's hard for me to not put Cole at 2 or 1. For me personally,
I respect the opinion for sure, because you're right. You're right in a lot of ways. So and it's really just how you see it and what's your opinionated music choice, because like I said, they all deliver something different.
Like Kendrick's tied for my 5th favorite rapper with Nas.
Right, correct. So man, let's get into this last one, man. Would you rather?
That's a good one.
Would you rather make a movie about your life before you turn 21, or make a movie about your life after you were 21?
I'm gonna go with before.
I might go with before too. The reason why I say that is because the trials and tribulations I went through from 20 on down was my foundation of who I was from 21 on up. And also, we still young, we still 26, and of course looking at it in hindsight. But I would want to make a movie about my life in the past, more so in the present, because it's still here.
Yeah, and for me it was an excitement thing. There's only like the movie will only be 5 years long, like worth of. We only get 5 years of content, and I don't feel like much has happened yet. But before I turned 21, I felt like a lot was going on. My childhood was lit. I had a great childhood. I spent a lot of time outside with my friends. watching TV, playing video games. Like I had a really good childhood. You know, I had a lot of great memories in middle school. I feel like there's a lot of tribulations that things that happened to me that would be good for film, like me like going through bullying and stuff like that. Right. And I was still playing football during that time, so you would get clips of that. Like you're not gonna get any football clips after 21 because that's when all that stopped. So I feel like if I'm making a movie, I feel like you're gonna get more and more excitement. Like you're gonna get more content and more exciting content for those first 21 years versus these last 5.
And it's man, Hugh, I was just speaking to earlier, man. We had a great experience like within our childhood and going into high school, and then the experience, the music that we experienced, the times that we spent, you know, just certain little things like was just so cherishable. And I couldn't, man, if it was 1 year I would relive, and that's what definitely is gonna be a pivotal part of the movie is 2013. Like graduating from high school, just the certain aura around where we was and where we were from at this time. Go being at the plethora and height of where it was, you know.
A lot of good music.
A lot of good music came out. My gosh, a lot of good music, a lot of amazing experiences, and like we always say, man, enjoy and cherish your childhood because that time you don't get back. And that childhood, me and my brother definitely wish we can get at least some days back because guess what? Adulting is here. Yeah. You have bills, you have responsibilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, looking back on it in hindsight, it's just like, dang, sometimes I wish I'd enjoyed those moments, you know, even more and living in the moment. So that's why I still
say this to this day, and I think he'll agree with me because he was there. The most fun I've ever had playing football during the season was 10th grade at JV.
Yes, man.
That was to this day. I done played varsity. I done played 4 years of college football. The most fun that we ever. He was there. That I had played for the season was 10th grade JV. We had and we were good, but it was just so much fun that year. The way like winning games and playing with your friends and you know just like we just had a lot of fun that year, joking around in practice. The way we interacted, it was just. Probably even the games were fun. Like as you get older, football starts to seem more like work. Like you still have fun, but it's different. The most fun I've ever had in a football season was 100% 10th grade JV. He was there. Like he could have.
I would agree.
That was a fun year.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I would definitely agree that even to the tour days, like. Yeah. Even to the tour days when we all just basically getting to know each other and stuff like that, man.
That's my first year on the team too. I didn't play the year before. First year playing running back.
It's just a time where you can never replace. And guess what came out then? It was Dream Chasers, man. It's just like the aura around a lot of things back then was just different, man. It was different. That's sophomore year.
So yeah, that would definitely that's going to get captured in the movie.
Yeah,
so for sure.
That would be dope. That would be dope, man. But yes, definitely that. So, man, as you already know, man, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man. We love you guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, and also supporting subscribers, man. So we're just going to keep on going and keep on at it, man. So peace and love to you guys, man.